A quiet night in Columbus turns tragic when a 3-year-old is shot inside a home. Police say the child was left in the care of 2 adults and no one called 911.
From what we throw away to how we show up, small choices can have a big impact on our planet. This Earth Day, students at Mississippi State are finding simple ways to make a difference.
When deadlines pile up and pressure sets in, where you study can matter just as much as what you study. As finals near, MSU students are finding their focus in different places.
And an in-depth dive into baseball as the Bulldogs face off with LSU at this very moment. Your Take 30 News starts right now.
Thanks for joining us for the final Take 30 News of the semester. I'm Madison McCarter.
And I'm Adriana Rose. Before we get to the news, we need to get to the weather. A storm system is heading towards Starkville right now, and Madison P. is standing by in the studio with what you need to know. Madison, what are we looking at?
We are looking at right now a cold front is starting to push into Mississippi. There is rain pushing into the western portion of Mississippi, but that rain will soon be impacting our area as severe thunderstorms are going to start moving into our area. We have weather impacts. More on the timing up later.
Thanks, Madison. A 3-year-old child is recovering after being shot inside a home in Columbus, Mississippi. 2 men are now facing charges, and police say the investigation is still ongoing.
A normal night turned disturbing on 15th Avenue South in Columbus. Police say 3-year-old Ikel Burkett was shot inside a home while in the care of 2 adults. Investigators say no one called 911. The child was driven to the hospital before being airlifted for treatment.
Well, right now, when the child is left in your custody, by state statute, you are, as an adult, you're responsible for that child's well-being, and that's what's important right now. And the child endangerment, that child was hurt by gunshot when they were left in the custody of 2 adults.
Police say the child's mother was not at home at the time. Instead, 25-year-olds DeMarco Brewer and Shamar Glaspie were responsible for watching him. For parents in the community, the situation is difficult to process, especially knowing a child was involved.
I think as a mom, I would be very concerned as to why I was not notified and why the police was not called or 911 wasn't called as soon as the child had gotten shot and was just taken to the hospital. The second concern is, who are these 2 men and why are they watching my child? And then the third concern would actually be that the gun. Why did you have a gun in the first place? What transpired in order for the child to have gotten shot?
Both men are being held on a $100,000 bond. Police say additional charges are possible as the investigation continues.
Authorities have not released the child's current condition. The investigation remains ongoing. Investigators say the case has been complicated, pointing to conflicting accounts of what led up to the shooting.
Since October 1st, 15 cars have been stolen in Starkville, and police say every one of them was unlocked. In the same time frame, officers reported 129 auto burglaries and 37 guns stolen from vehicles. Police Chief Mark Ballard says preventing these crimes can come down to 2 simple steps: remove valuables and lock your car. Starkville police promote their reminder nightly through what they call the 9 p.m. routine and encourage residents to remind their neighbors as well. Ballard says auto burglary is an easy crime, and one suspect can hit multiple vehicles in a single neighborhood in one night. Police say new investigative tools are now helping them track these crimes.
If you have a home alarm, a security system, just let the police know. We'll push out information. It's a modern day neighborhood watch. If you don't know about Community Connect, come to our website, check out Starkville Police Community Connect. It's a way that we can all work together as a community to help prevent crime and combine the resources of our video cameras and resources that homeowners might have in order to develop leads in order to hold those accountable that commit these crimes.
Chief Ballard says it is especially important for gun owners to make sure their weapons are secure. Stolen guns often end up being used in other, more violent crimes. Earth Day is a time to reflect on how we treat the environment, and here on campus, the Mississippi State University Office of Sustainability is working year-round to make that impact last. From recycling to campus-wide initiatives, students are finding simple ways to help protect the planet.
From community cleanups to everyday habits, Earth Day highlights how small actions can make a big difference.
The MSU Office of Sustainability works with dining facilities and student groups to reduce waste and promote sustainable practices. From recycling and composting to solar energy, even graduation is going green with biodegradable maroon and white confetti for seniors.
And it's really just a celebration of just being like environmentally conscious, like taking care of the earth, and what it means is that and what that means as in like an accessible route for you. So we can do simple things like spring cleaning. A lot of people do that around that time of year, planting, or just like doing and going out and trying to like help clean up different areas.
While efforts are being made across campus, the consequences of neglecting the environment can be long-lasting. Waste and litter can pollute natural spaces, harm wildlife, and disrupt ecosystems that communities rely on. Even everyday choices like how food is sourced or how trash is disposed of can have a lasting impact. Officials say staying mindful of these habits is key to protecting spaces like this for future generations to come.
For example, we have the compost that we do. So we collect compost from Perry Food Hall, I think Arepa's on campus, as well as Starbucks and some other spots on campus. So we collect that compost and we bring it over to a specific site on campus as well. And then campus services is actually able to use that compost during their kind of whenever they need to use it.
And for your reminder to go green and remember that every small action helps protect the planet we all share. MSU officials say sustainability isn't just about Earth Day, it's about everyday choices. Students are encouraged to take small steps year-round to help protect campus and the environment for future generations.
Coming up after the break, we'll take you to the Cotton District, where one of the biggest events in Starkville is happening this weekend.
We'll also show you how students are making the most of studying on campus. Stick around.
As concern grows over the declining health of the world's oceans, veterinary students at Mississippi State are learning how to rescue and rehabilitate vulnerable marine animals. Through a unique partnership between the College of Veterinary Medicine and the Institute of Marine Mammal Studies in Gulfport, Mississippi, students are experiencing the chance of a lifetime. Real-time research of this fragile ecosystem prepares students for a future in providing care for sick and stranded dolphins, turtles, sea lions, and other marine species. At the same time, MSU's advanced diagnostic technology is helping innovate for solutions while improving treatment and outcomes. Not only are the waters of the Gulf Coast opening new worlds of discovery for Mississippi State veterinary students, they are much safer now thanks to this game-changing partnership that's improving life for literally hundreds of aquatic animals.
Welcome back. If you ever miss Take 30 News Live, our social media team makes sure you can catch up anytime.
Hallie Holman joins us with more on how you can stay connected. Hallie?
Thank you, Adriana. Our social media team works behind the scenes on Take 30 News each week to bring you our stories when you miss them live. We post on Instagram and Facebook, as well as post a weekly podcast episode to keep you updated on all of our news stories. You can find our podcast on Spotify, where we discuss the biggest news of the week. This week, we're featuring a semester recap with interviews from all of our Take 30 team members. We talked with production, anchors, social media, directors, and producers about their experience working with the show and their highlights from the semester. We promise you won't want to miss this. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Take 30 News MSU, and go check out our podcast on Spotify at Take 30 News Podcast. For more on what's happening on campus, let's head to the newsroom with Chashanti and Jackson.
Finals are approaching at Mississippi State, and students are starting to feel the pressure. But before hitting the books, many say success starts with finding the right study space.
Trinity Johnson went to check out where students go to get away from the noise.
With finals right around the corner, students across campus are preparing for long days and late nights of studying. Many say the first step to staying productive is finding the right space to focus before the stress of exams begin.
My favorite study space is the room, and it's a soundproof chamber where you can really just be you and your own thoughts and your homework. You can't hear anything else, and luckily this is in the common side of the library, so it is technically 24 hours.
Whether it's in a quiet, small space, background chatter, in the fresh air and bright sun, or even from the comfort of their own bedroom. No matter where they may choose, students say that finding the right study environment can make all the difference, especially during finals week.
It is so important because everyone can learn in different environments. So just because someone likes to be in a quiet room doesn't mean I will also thrive in that space. And it's also really nice to have places outside of your dorm to get work done and outside of the classroom. So it's just really nice to have these little spots where you can find yourself getting comfortable and still being productive.
Students say there is no one-size-fits-all study space. From complete silence to noisy backgrounds, the best spot often depends on how they focused best. Reporting for Take 30 News, I'm Trinity Johnson.
As finals week continues, students say productivity looks different for everyone. The key is finding a space that helps them stay focused and manage the stress.
What started as a small idea among friends has now turned into one of Starkville's biggest events, bringing in thousands of people and attention from far beyond the city. What started as a fun weenie dog race has quickly turned into one of Starkville's biggest draws. Founded by friends in 2023, the Starkville Derby was created to fill the gap of a spring festival, while supporting local businesses and giving back to the Oktibbeha County Humane Society. What started as a small community event has grown into something much larger, bringing together residents and visitors alike.
My favorite moment from the Derby has probably been my dog's first year racing. She won her first race, she was in the championship race, and she's winning, and then all of a sudden she turns around to look at the other dogs behind her and make sure they're also running.
As clips from the event spread across social media, attention grew, and so did the crowd. And that turnout has real impact, bringing more visitors, more activity, and more support to local businesses. But beyond the crowds and the views, the Derby continues to support a bigger cause, raising funds and awareness for shelter pets in Oktibbeha County.
Everything. So it was more of an experience. I'm glad I filmed it and got the VIP access and all that stuff, but you will not be seeing me with the camera this year. I'll just be having a good time.
And what started as a simple idea has turned into a viral event that brings people, energy, and economic impact to Starkville.
Take it away.
As the Starkville Derby continues to grow, so does its impact, bringing both attention and economic activity to the city.
Severe weather is moving in tonight. More on the timing after the break.
Discovery. It tells our history and determines our future. At Mississippi State University, we're digging deep, unlocking an understanding of our past, validating it. Middle East exploration by faculty and students is uncovering evidence that unravels ancient mysteries. Scholars have long thought of the biblical kings David and Solomon as mythological figures. Our research offers evidence that supports their existence, boosting MSU into an international league of experts on archaeology. Now we're changing the way people think about the past, opening up new possibilities of understanding for future generations. Digging deeper, learning more.
Hey Bulldogs, so right now across the Mississippi area, we have this cold front that's finally starting to push in, bringing rain entering into Mississippi, starting to get closer to Starkville, which will be moving through this evening into tonight. So that rain is going to be potentially severe storms. So I want to point that out. Right now we have clouds hanging out over Starkville. As you can see, these clouds behind me, our temperatures right now is 77 with our dew point right around 66. So it is quite muggy outside and it's quite warm. Across majority of the southeast, we are seeing those warm temperatures right around the lower 80s, some places in the upper 70s, like 75 in Tupelo. So it's quite warm across the southeast, especially in Starkville. But tonight, those temperatures are going to cool off into the lower 60s here in Starkville, right around 62 as our low, and then 59 right around Calhoun City. So we are going to be quite cool tonight, but make sure to grab a jacket and a rain jacket because it may be quite chilly outside because that rain is going to move in. So right around 5 o'clock, as you can see, we have scattered showers, but moving into later this afternoon into tonight, right around 8 o'clock, you can see see that rain, that big band start to push into Mississippi right around 8 o'clock and then push through right around 10 o'clock, where we have heavier rain here in Starkville, and majority of northeast Mississippi will be experiencing those severe thunderstorms. But those severe thunderstorms should continue to right around midnight, and midnight is when it should just turn more into rain and should be pushing out by early into Saturday morning. So if you plan to go to the Weenie Dog Race, you should be okay. There will be clouds early in the morning tomorrow morning, but for the most part, there shouldn't be too much rain. Now for the severe weather, we are currently in a slight risk around right here in Starkville, which mainly means the impacts tonight are going to be strong wind, heavy rain, possible hail, and potentially a tornado cannot be ruled out. Most of those will remain isolated, so make sure you tune in for the weather later tonight. As far as Super Bulldog weekend looks like, it looks like scattered showers for the majority of Saturday and Sunday. Now, our temperature is going to be quite warm Saturday with a high of 79 and Sunday right around 81. So make sure to grab that rain jacket because you're probably going to need it this weekend. Now, as far as our drought monitor, we really need that rain because there is drought conditions across majority of northeast Mississippi. Here in Noctibaha County, we are experiencing severe to extreme drought conditions. So we really need that rain, especially here in Mississippi. Now, over the next 7 days, the trend seems to be quite rainy, as well as we have warm temperatures across the majority of the Mississippi over the next 7 days. So make sure to grab that rain jacket, especially as you head to class.
We've got a heated baseball match in progress here at Doty Noble Field. Stay tuned for your sports update after the break.
When it comes to making the world a better place, it's all in the numbers at Mississippi State University. Our big data science researchers are creating astonishing new algorithms to model human behavior and consumer activity to identify anomalous purchasing patterns. Interpreting the data creates heat maps that can signal fraudulent activity and even predict likely cybercrime locations and perpetrators. And as the only academic institution to team with a state-level DHS agency in the study of transactional data of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, MSU is helping prevent misuse while ensuring that benefits are being used as intended. These successes are opening doors for similar research partnerships with banking, insurance, credit card, and other data-intensive industries, leading to consumer confidence in online and other transactions. Making numbers count. Mississippi State University.
Welcome back. I'm Amelia Green, your sports anchor. Super Bulldog weekend means one of the most exciting weekends in Mississippi State athletics. Myself and reporter Chance Roberts have more coming right now.
The Bulldogs will be looking to end the home SEC slump as they take on the LSU Tigers this weekend during the Super Bulldog weekend.
This weekend is a special one in Starkville as it's Super Bulldog weekend and the Bulldogs will be taking on the LSU Tigers in a home SEC weekend series, keeping aflame to one of the best rivalries in all of college baseball. The Bulldogs will be looking to pick up right where they left off after their home midweek win over another Tiger team in Memphis.
You just got to stay the course. Not every game is going to be pretty. It's tough to win baseball games no matter what the opponent, no matter where it is. Like, it's tough. You just got to stay the course. I feel like we had some hard hit balls all day today and nothing to show for it. So we stayed the course, and then we had a big inning, which is usually a huge contributor to winning games, the big inning.
The Bulldogs have lost their last two home series and will be looking to get back on track at home with a win over an LSU team led by sophomore outfitter Derek Curriell. However, anything can happen in a heated rivalry like State versus LSU, as the Tigers are a top 5 SEC team in runs scored. The Bulldogs returned to recently named National Pitcher of the Year semifinalist Tomas Valencius and Stopper of the Year watch list name Ben Davis to freeze up batters at the plate.
We just got to stay the course. We've had some really good highs throughout the year and then a little rough stretch, but we've battled through it. Pitching's done their part. If they keep throwing strikes, we'll be in a good spot, and then the offense just needs to be relentless. We've got a heck of a lineup that can really put a lot of pressure on the other team, so we just got to make sure we're locked in, sticking to our approach, and I think good things will happen.
Coach Brian O'Connor had this to say about players like Blake Beavis stepping up when their number is called recently.
If your approach and your attitude is right, you'll be ready for when your opportunities come. And
Game 1 of the series is currently going on as the Bulldogs are currently losing to the LSU Tigers 4-3.
The Mississippi State softball team is coming off a tough SEC weekend after dropping their series against the Texas A&M Aggies on the road. State lost game 1 3-1, fell 4-0 in game 2, and then dropped a close 10-9 in the final after scoring 6 runs in the first inning. Now the Bulldogs return home to Starkville for another big SEC test as they host the LSU Tigers in a 3-game series with the first pitch set for 5 p.m. Mississippi State will look to reset and bounce back in front of the home crowd after a difficult stretch in conference play.
Following an SEC Championship Finals appearance, Mississippi State men's tennis will now be shifting its focus to the National Field of 64. Following a historic season from the program, the team is currently looking at hosting their 4th straight regional and 8th in program history. A historic season for the Bulldogs has seen All-American players Benito Sanchez-Martinez, who held an overall record of 18-4, all coming in the number 1 court, become the 4th player in program history to take home the SEC Player of the Year. Earlier this week, and Peter Yanovich, who held an overall record of 15-4, the season became an all-time for him as he took over the all-time wins record for the program. The Bulldogs at this point will now be looking to go on a run and go game, set, match for a national championship.
Well, that was the end of our last sports segment this semester on Take 30 News. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really enjoyed doing it, and we hope that we can have a good experience. And yes.
Yeah, we had a great time doing this, and we really appreciate everyone who tuned in and supported us along the way. We hope you all have a great summer, and don't forget to keep on supporting Mississippi State sports for the rest of the season.
Coming up, we have more MSU news. Stay tuned.
The sense of place. We all have it. Often grown from deep roots in small-town communities. At Mississippi State University, our Carl Small Town Center is strengthening these ties. With nearly 40 years of making a difference, we're revitalizing communities into welcoming places to work, live, and congregate. By weaving together the best pieces of our past with modern technology and amenities, we're creating the hometowns of the future. Places where lifetime memories can be made, where you have all the things you need, along with all the things you want. Through partnerships with our communities, we're identifying improvement opportunities, recommending paths forward, and creating the plans for a better tomorrow.
Welcome back. As graduation approaches, many Mississippi State seniors are thinking about what comes after college and whether they feel prepared for that next step. Reporter Tafeda Wright has more on this story.
With graduation just weeks away, many seniors are preparing for a life after college. But beyond final exams and celebrations, students say the transition into the workforce can come with uncertainty and pressure to be ready.
Mississippi State could do a better job in intentional exposure and making sure that students are aware of the resources that they have, like you said, making sure it's advertised more, but also implementing it in more degrees and majors. I know some majors like kinesiology and law, they have an internship that's incorporated. And for example, kinesiology majors, they work hand in hand with the athletic department. So when they graduate, they're very confident in going into their job.
After assignments, deadlines, and long nights, seniors are ready to close one chapter as they prepare for what's next.
Advisors say that preparation doesn't have to be complicated, but it does require taking initiative early and making use of the support already available.
The students who successfully transition versus the ones that struggle going into the workforce is they haven't done any of the preparation work. And it doesn't have to be hard, but it does mean connecting with your career advisor and truly kind of knowing what you want to do so that the next steps in your job search align with that path.
As the 2026 graduation season approaches, students say starting early and using available support can make all the difference. Reporting for Take 30 News, I'm Tafeda Wright.
It's not too late to start planning for your next chapter. Students are encouraged to take advantage of available support as they prepare for life after graduation.
Gas prices continue to rise as tensions in the Middle East rise. Here's Cameron Mazingo for more.
United States citizens are still feeling the effects of the war on Iran that America is a part of. In February of 2026, the United States began major military operations, joining Israel in the war on Iran. However, these effects from a war across the globe reach farther to the American citizens than most would think. Due to the Strait of Hormuz bordering Iran, which is a main passage that is used for the export of crude oil, being blocked due to the war, America is facing down an oil shortage. Even though America has its own supply of oil and other ways to get it, this strait is the main source for the country. This oil shortage has led to gas prices spiking, continually rising over the year, which has created issues for all citizens, including commuting college students who frequently commute and need gas.
Personally, as a commuting student, I commute from Lakeside every day. They're pretty expensive. I drive a bigger truck. I have a 35-gallon tank, so trying to fill up just about every week or every couple weeks is a little taxing.
Nationally, the gas increase has been historical, with prices in February being an average of $2.98 per gallon nationally, and now sitting at $4.11 per gallon as of April 15th. These raises can put stress on already financially unstable college students. The average college student drives a 20-gallon car or truck, making a full fill-up around $82, and with the average American filling their cars up 4 times per month, that can add up to over $300 per month with just gas, which can add more financial burdens to students. According to experts, these raises could keep going until gas is at nearly $5 per gallon, so students and citizens should plan accordingly and start setting aside more money for gas and preparing for what prices could come to their gas stations if this war persists and the strait remains blocked.
Well, that is all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in with us all semester. We won't see you next week, but from all of us at Take 30 News, we hope you all have a great end to your semester.